DK, welcome to Ireland, man.
Thank you.
I know you haven't been with the team very long, but this is a real piece of history, the Steelers' heritage to Ireland, what this means to the Rooney family, but also tens of thousands of current and new NFL fans here. How do you feel going into this game, and do you see that, and do you hear that come from Pittsburgh here?
I didn't know the magnitude of how deep this ran through the Steelers organization until Mr. Rooney came in on Wednesday and basically explained everything to us. Just happy to be here, happy to have this opportunity to play this game in Ireland, and just travel the world a little bit. And like you said, man, I've been here for a short amount of time, but just to spend more time with my teammates has been great.
DK, of course, in your Andy across the pod, you've played a lot of good quarterbacks in your career so far, Russell Wilson, Geno Smith, now Aaron Rodgers. How do you say he compares to maybe the other quarterbacks you played with in your career so far?
I don't like comparing people because everybody's good in their own right. But he's a gold jacket, with everything that he's done up until this point in his career. So just trying to soak up as much knowledge as I can from him. But he, like you said, I play with great quarterbacks. He's just another one of them.
DK, Freddie from the Franchise Tech Podcast. This Vikings defense is currently third in passing yards, only allowed 2 touchdowns, and contemporaries of yours, Draymond and Jamar, have struggled a little bit against them. You got your over 50 yards last week, touchdowns, doing great this season so far. Have you been watching their film and seeing learning from what they did against this Viking defense that could maybe help you in this game?
Yes, sir. I've been studying the structure of the defense. Like you've mentioned, they got a pretty good defense. Great defensive coordinator, great team, great players on their defense. But at the end of the day, they got to stop us from scoring, and we don't have to score against them is the way we look at it. So just going in with that mentality, and they got to stop us on Sunday.
DK, Brooke Pryor, ESPN. Playing in Seattle, I'm sure you've had your fair share of long flights. Did you have any tips, tricks to manage the long flight over here and dealing with jet lag, getting acclimated?
Nah, I didn't have any tips for anybody. But it was only a 6.5-hour flight. And that's just like Seattle to New York. So I made that trip a couple times. So it was actually shorter than I expected. But got landed here. Was a little sleepy, along with everybody else. But I think the practice helped, with waking everybody up and getting us acclimated to this time.
DK, Brian Batko, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. How do you approach a trip like this as far as balancing the winning the game aspect of it, the business trip, versus maybe trying to explore a little with little free time that you guys will have? Yeah,
I'm not trying to explore. I'm here to play a football game. I'm looking forward to, seeing everything, on the flight in and on the flight out, or, whenever we ride to the stadium. But I'm here to play football.
What do you think has to happen for this team to push the ball further down the field?
Sustained drives. I think, third down has been a real Achilles heel for us this season. So just, moving the chains and keeping drives alive and executing on third down to where, we can start to open up the playbook a little more and push the ball down the field, further.
How do you feel about your role and your involvement in the offense at this point? It's only 3 games in.
Yes, ma'am. I feel great. We're 2-1. Should be 3-0 right now, the way we look at it. But leave the past in the past and just work on the future. But we're all hungry to put more points on the board, get more yards, get the running game going. So I think that's just the mentality or the makeup that we have with guys in the locker room. So I think we're heading in the right direction.
DK, the Vikings do a ton of pre-snap movement and just different things. We talk about how that affects quarterbacks kind of reading, but from a receiver standpoint, how does that kind of affect you if you're reading, pitch cover 2 versus straight cover 0, and how you play those things off in your route tree? Yes,
sir. It really doesn't affect me because the play is the play and my route is the route. So I really don't have to adjust much. But I think Aaron and Art came up with a real good plan to, get us out of some of those looks that, aren't the best for the certain play that he calls. So, this week was, a little tough seeing dang near 11 people on the line of scrimmage every time you walked up. But there's just the beast of the world that we live in and, great defensive-minded coach like Mr. Flores. But, just another opportunity for us to, strike them dead.
John from Burkina Faso. You're currently leading the NFL in yards after catch of all wide receivers in the league. Do you see yourself this Sunday in that kind of role, or as you said, probably opening the playbook a little bit and expecting some other big plays or those kind of?
Yes, sir. I'm not expecting, I don't go into the game with, any expectations, but whenever the ball, comes to me, I got to make the most of, every opportunity that I get. So I think that's why I fell in that category of yak, but, hopefully we can get more, passes down the field or, if it's a yak game, it's a yak game.